You want to talk about time travel, guys? Check this out. Vintage wagon, equipped as it was back in the day. And something that I noticed on this thing was you got to check out the suspension down under here. Look at these lifting blocks. Oh my. Something tells me you're not getting a roadworthy with any of that. This thing would have carted around some of the first settlers back in the day, and I just reckon it's a real masterpiece. We were looking on the side here, this maker's mark. The owner of this now actually done some research on it, and they put an ad in the Bendigo newspaper, and an 80-year-old lady answered the ad, and she said that her father owned it. She had photographs of the history of it. Unfortunately, the trail went cold. They never heard from that lady ever again, and they never found the original photographs. So again, guys, the story gets lost to time, but look at that thing. Somebody lived out of that thing. Just going to have a peek around at some of this stuff in here. I'm snooping. You like bottles? How many bottles you want? On the trail of lamps. This lamp's a USA built lamp which would have hung from a ceiling. But what makes this really cool is to fill it up. You simply, look at that, look at the mechanics in that. You simply pull it down and then you push it back up. It's all counterweighted superbly. I just thought that was as cool as hell. Full original condition, unrestored. There's a lot of lamps in this place. There's another one here. This one was actually made in Ballarat back in the day. It's a miner's lamp, so it would have been down in the tunnels. Made by a company called John Holloway and Sons. Check this out. You'd probably look at it and think, oh, what's that? But it is actually, it's got like an oil lamp inside with like the glass work around it. It's got a big reflector in the back side of it. If we can get down in there and have a look. It's a great piece. I mean, that thing would have been down in a tunnel somewhere, illuminating the darkness of the mines. I mean, the stories of that stuff is just cool, man. This is one of those vintage buggies. There's some pictures here of like, you know, people and whatever. Usually little kids. It's usually a kid thing. You see here, you've got like, these aren't original photographs to this buggy. They're just examples. But it's got the coach builder emblem stapled to it. This thing's full original as it was in the day. I mean, it's tiny, it's for children, but it's, yeah, it's very cool. If you guys ever watched the Forge video, you would have seen where we found some of them emblems. Well, there's quite a few more emblems on this bench right here. John Bray. This name comes up quite a bit. Another one in Clunes. That's very cool. You guys have seen a Clunes video that we've done before. A lot of Victorian towns here. Castlemaine. It's another cool one. Yeah, I really like these badges. I mean, if they're on a stagecoach or something, that'd be even cooler, but the fact that they're even in existence still at all makes them super cool. I seem to be on that lamp thing a lot lately, but this lamp come from, this one come from a little town called Newtown. I find that really interesting. I had relatives in Newtown back in the day, like I'm talking like back in the early 1900s. But this lamp was actually in the hall there, and the lamp was, well, the whole building was to be demolished and the lamp was saved. I'm told it's one of only 2 in existence. It's an American lamp, which is even rare over there. But when it comes to Australia, there's only 2 in existence. These things just scream the past, man. Like, look at these ones up here. Look at that thing. I mean, you had to have money to have that stuff. Those lamps, man, they weren't just in like a, you know, a garage or whatever. Like, lamps like these things, you had big coin to have that stuff in your house. Like, yeah, the general public wouldn't have had stuff like that. You would have had, you know, a bit of wealth behind you, well-to-do, so to speak, to be rolling with light sources like that in your property back in the day. They sort of resonate a sort of a dominance, a sort of a status or a power. Those early lamps, they were quite a luxury. And obviously if you were throwing big money at light sources back in the day, it was a bit like chimneys on an old home. That was how you were judged. You know, the more light you had, the better off you were. And some of these were really a show of status. Smaller lamps like ones like this was probably more to the standard, you know, or this little one down in the back corner here. Let's keep creeping about. Creeping. Righto, check this out. I found these shoes. Look at that. The condition, so they predate the turn of the century. They come from Lemmings boot stores. We even have plates and stuff from the store from the time. Lemmings shoes, look at that. Brochures. That's crazy, look in there. Another promotional plate, Lemmings boot stores. Look at that little logo on that thing. But more to the point, the women's shoes, I'm not sure whether they're showing up on camera, guys, like for scale, but they're very small. They'd probably, I don't know, they would probably fit like a, not a child, but adolescent, I would say. But having said that, women's feet back then were really small. The condition on them is exceptional. Up here we've got old mate Laurel, and he moves, freaked me out. It's just, you keep an eye on him long enough. See that? Oh, there he goes again. There he goes again. So old mate Laurel here, he was 1923 Myers store, and he was a promotion selling foot medicine. But look at him with his head rocking. He got me a bit before I actually started thinking that I was losing my mind, because as I glimpsed up there, his head went, anyway, you know what I mean. There's quite an array of oil lamps hiding. I like these big guys here, this big red one here. Matching pair of lemon yellow ones. Matching pair of pale pink ones. It's hard because they're in glass, but that's, well, what do they call that? That red, is it, red, I've got red sapphire stuck in my mind, but it's not red sapphire. Red ruby, maybe? The patterns in this stuff. I really like these early oil lamps. They've sort of got that saloon, brothel sort of feeling about them. Only thing you got to always remember with an oil lamp is if it hits the deck, that's the end of it. There's no coming back from that with an oil lamp. That's probably the biggest concern. Look at these, mate. I love the pale pink ones. Pale pink's where it's at. And that red. Look at the colour in that red there. I mean, that's just crazy. And I've never seen pairs, to be honest, I've never seen, there's a pair, there's a pair, there's another pair up here. I've never seen, in the ornate lamps, I've never seen a pair. This one's just a one of, like normally that's what you see. I found one earlier that was hanging from the roof and that thing was wild. Let's go for a walk. Look at this. This is wild. Let me get up here so you can see this. That's massive, look at that. I'd hate to put a value on that. Incredible quality. Look at that image. You ever seen a frame like that? Look at the texture of that frame. That's crazy. There's another one of them frames. I've never seen them. Like I've never seen, it's wood. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, they're crazy. I don't know what that material is. It's a real strange design. Got a couple of FJ Holden bonnets. What would you do with them? Well, you weld them together and make a tinny out of it, of course. What's a tinny? Well, a tinny is this. Yep. Bonnet 1, bonnet 2, weld them straight through the middle here. Good boy. Now we're going fishing. You got a spare leg there in case the crocodile takes yours. That way you can walk home. Crappy joke, I know. Sorry that happened to you. How's that for a mechanism? A chain shuttle. It's coming back, slow and steady. There it is. So all you do is pull this cable here, and it's literally like a Shanghai. It pulls enough tension on it, and then it just releases and it sends it. So you could put papers or whatever you want to send up there. And it does just that, it sends it. Guys, that's enough creeping around for me for one day. I've got to split. If you've watched this far, thanks for hanging out with me. We'll catch up on the next run and go and find something else to get stuck into. So till then, stay cool. Cheers.